being shackled to a beam of steel. The only thing you hear is the deafening sound of silence. As your cell door slams shut, reality sets in. This is your new home, Alcatraz. As noted in AlcatrazHistory.com, from the mid-1930s to the mid-1960s, Alcatraz was America's premier maximum security prison, the final stop for the nation's most incorrigible inmates. Today, Alcatraz is a place of contraindication with a grim past and enduring future as one of San Francisco's most prominent landmarks and tourist attraction where nearly 1 million visit each year. We have all heard the tales of Alcatraz. However, the certainty of this feared place can only be relived through history. My true interest in Alcatraz is not the way the prisoners lived and how they got there, but however, the way that their lives are is so far beyond what we believe is reality. My husband and I are huge fans of the show Locked Up and have a great interest in the prison. We recently visited Alcatraz, and the sight alone gave us the chills. I want to go over some of the history, prison life, the cell, and some of the rules. In 1775, Don Manuel de Alá was the first to explore the land, and he named it Land Los Alcatraz. This means Island of the Pelicans. This is related to the abundance amount of pelicans that lived there when he arrived. 1849, the government took over, made it a lighthouse for fishermen. 1853 to 1933, the Army felt that this was an area that was secluded enough to house the prisoners during the American-Mexican War. Following the earthquake during that time, the government needed a safe place to house prisoners, meaning that because the land was so far secluded from San Francisco itself, and the waters were so choppy, they felt that that would be a great place to seclude them. Unfortunately, the Army was unable to financially keep up with the barracks running, so they had shut down. The U.S. Department of Justice felt different. They felt that they would reopen it in 1934 with the intent to make it into a high-security federal penitentiary designed to hold the most dangerous prisoners, especially ones who tried to escape. In 1969 to 1971, the Native American Indians claimed the land as their own due to their perception as being mistreated by the federal government. Some other main points that I'd like to go over is how prison life was. One cannot possibly fathom the life of a prisoner. In order for the prisoner to be escape-proof, there had to be some upgrades. The cell blocks were originally made of soft, squared bars. They replaced them so the steel wood could not be tampered with. Any holes or crevices or passages were filled with cement so they couldn't escape. The dining hall, to prevent riots from getting out of hand, they had put tear gas in them. According to Edwin Thomas, a researcher, James Johnson was the first warden of Alcatraz in 1933. He was known for his silent policy. If anyone broke these rules, they were placed in solitary confinement up to 8 days, where you wouldn't have any outside time, just a hole in the wall and the floor. The cells were only about 5 feet to 9 feet. A prisoner could lay down and touch both sides of the walls. Their day started around 6:25. They only had about 20 minutes to get ready. Their day ended around 9:30. Lights out, count again. Recreation time was minimal. They were only allowed outside for 8 minutes during a smoke break during work time in the morning. For movie time, they were shown every other Sunday and only on holidays. Visitors, when they first came, they were only allowed a visitor after 3 months that they were in the prison, and for one time per month. There were about 600 cells, and only at one given time could there be a total of 300 inmates. So in conclusion, we went over the history, went over some of the prison life, the structure, the cell, and considering this was once the most feared institution, millions still visit every year. Thank you. Does anybody have any questions?
I do.
Yes.
When did Alcatraz close?
It shut down March 21st, 1963. Anybody else?
Why was it called the Pelicans?
Yeah, the Don Della Don de la Al. He was the first to explore it, and there was a multiple amount of pelicans when he arrived there. And it's actually pretty interesting. They shut down part of the island right now for breeding season for the pelicans. Anyone else?
Just that guy Don wasn't a prisoner then. He was just he just actually.
He was just an explorer.
Okay.
Correct.
Mm.
How big was Alcatraz?
22 acres.
Wow. Very interesting. Very good.
Thank you.